All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Professional Time Wasters podcast. I'm your host, FireWire 1234. That sounded gay as shit.
It's pretty gay.
It is, and Coolshirt's here.
I'm Coolshirt. Yep.
Yep, there you go. Yep. And God, they fucked up one of my favorite franchises.
They took her out back and shot her.
You know, it's been a wild roller coaster of a time because it just seems like every goddamn fucking game is getting worse and worse and worse. And there's been one game series that I kind of abandoned it. At this point, it's been 7 years since I last really cared about it. Maybe a little more.
Has it actually been that long since Three Houses?
Yes, Three Houses came out in 2019.
Fuck me, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, and Fire Emblem Fates, which we'll get into all of this here in a minute, came out 10 years ago.
Yikes.
So, for those who can read, we're talking about Fire Emblem. There was a very I wouldn't say recent, but there's a Nintendo Direct specifically about it. The new game is set to release in September of this year. I've seen everything about it, and I still don't remember the name off the top of my head. And I cannot... it's Fortune's Weave. Never mind, I can remember the name off the top of my head. So you're probably thinking, what's the big deal? It's just another anime turn-based tactical game. It was, but this is a IP that's owned by Nintendo. So you already know that this is where the fun begins.
And the only way to play most of the games is through piracy.
Or, buying an underpowered, overpriced console at this point.
But you can't even play all of them because some of them aren't even in English.
No, some of them aren't in English. You do have to do fan translations. So a little bit of history on Fire Emblem, at least for the American side here, or the Western side, as I would say.
No, we're only talking to Americans here. Let's get real here.
That is true. I mean, at least I can hope, right?
We're the chuds. Everyone else is, gay.
There you go. Now,
yeah, I don't know.
So the original Fire Emblem game was only localized because of Smash Brothers, which had two characters in it, Roy and Marth.
Yep.
Funnily enough, Roy's game has still never been localized in the West.
Never. Not even once.
No. I actually own a fan translation of it for the Game Boy because it came out on the Game Boy. Instead, we got the prequel, which is
Blazing
Blade.
Or in the localization for Western audiences, it's just called Fire Emblem.
Yeah, you just get Fire Emblem.
Because I own a copy of that one. It's actually really fun.
Yeah,
it's a good game. It's
my personal favorite of the localized stuff. So you get a couple more games. You get Sacred Stones that comes out afterwards. Then
it's probably one of my favorites. I think Sacred Stones is really good.
Yeah. Then you get the hop to home consoles.
Hell yeah.
In Fire Emblem, Radiant Dawn, and Path of Radiance. In between,
but yeah.
In between that, yeah, it is the other way around.
Path of Radiance is on GameCube and Radiant Dawn's on Wii.
Yeah. In between that, you get the remake of the first ever Fire Emblem game for the first time in America, and let me tell you, it's dog shit. Never play the game.
Yeah, Shadow Dragon? I haven't played it just because you told me.
It is so bad. So the franchise starts doing, well, it doesn't really start doing anything. That's the thing. The franchise doesn't really have any steam, doesn't really do anything unique at the time, even though I'd argue that it was incredibly unique. So Nintendo decides, all right, one last Fire Emblem game in the West, and then it's over. That's Fire Emblem Awakening. And
one of the best video games of all time.
Yeah. Fire Emblem Awakening
such a goated game.
Sells amazingly, does so well. It's a lot of people's first Fire Emblem game.
It was mine.
And it's the beginning of the end for the franchise. There's another Nintendo anime like styled game that's kind of seeing this issue right now in Xenoblade Chronicles. For those who know what that is, they've released 4 games up to this point. The first one, its sequel, or at least Xenoblade Chronicles 2, are really good games. Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is a spin-off, is a really good game. Then there's Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which the main reason why no one really likes that game is it's very generic and very just it's very anime coded in the wrong sense, where the story is a lot more like a generic anime as opposed to what made Xenoblade Chronicles fun and unique and interesting.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened with Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Awakening adds a lot of dating mechanics in a way. And you see that in the next Fire Emblem game, which is Fire Emblem.
Can we go into some detail about the dating mechanics of the head pats?
We'll get there. We're getting there. So Fire Emblem Fates is set to release. I was genuinely excited for this game. That's my first semester of college.
It's kind of like 3 games, but they all kind of cohesively tell us like little different stories each. But yeah, they're all connected though.
Yeah, so it's like the Pokemon kind of, but it's just
it was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so it was 3 different routes spread across 2 games and a DLC technically.
Yeah.
Or you could get the originally scalped item, which was the Specials Edition.
Box.
Yeah,
Special Edition box, which is ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, especially now.
Oh yeah, even back then, from what I remember, it was scalped to high hell.
Yeah, that was around the same time I noticed scalping getting really bad, which is around the 2016 time, because that's when Amiibo also had been. They just recently launched, and Fire Emblem Amiibos in specific were almost impossible to find.
Yeah.
So you have this shitstorm, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this is when the anime crowd really got their hands on Fire Emblem. And look, if you like anime, I know Coolshirt loves it. I enjoy some aspects of it, but god, dude, it's all of the wrong parts of anime. It's pure fan service comes first. Character, absolutely shallow characters.
We can summarize this really quickly. If everybody's familiar with this thing called the shipping culture,
that's Fire Emblem.
That's that's just what took over the Fire Emblem community.
And
it was a bunch of retards from the shipping community type of bullshit. And they've infected every community out there. And I don't think that's anyone's not, familiar with that if they're in the anime community. So it's very easy to just call those people out.
Yeah, and it wasn't just those people. You also had how to describe them. You had the gays.
Well, we're going for the gay people. Okay.
So Fire Emblem Fates is the first Fire Emblem game to allow gay marriage. To each their own. Everyone has their own opinion on it. But what I will say is it was very limited in what you could do with it. A lot of people, of course, since this is 2016, you had people screaming that it didn't go far enough, And of course, the dateable, gay characters were version exclusives, funny enough. Conquest.
Actually, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Conquest has the gay character, or optional gay character. And the other one, Birthright, has the lesbian character, which doesn't fucking matter at all, because here's the thing, right? Fire Emblem used to be it had really, really good, really, really deep characters and really good fucking stories. And in 2016, that's where
And
you
also some just really good villains too. Like I also got to give him credit for some of that as well. Like there's some pretty decent villains.
main villains, yes, but there's some.
No, I wouldn't say no. There's some good side villains like Black Knight. I think Black Knight's a great villain.
Yeah,
But
no,
he's not the main villain of the game.
no, but
I'm just
he's
saying, sorry.
he's a major villain. I say that because you
Yeah.
get like random throwaway like brigands named Bug and Grum and
Okay, yeah,
Glorp.
but I mean, like the overarching like narrative villains are interesting in a lot of the games, which makes the games
and
fun to interact with and play. So yeah,
it was the beginning of the end. It really was. And around this same time, you start seeing that okay, the people that are still in this community, mind you, the gameplay was still pretty decent at this point in time, and
it was pretty good at this point.
You start to see the I wouldn't say enshittification, but just the fan service starts creeping in because
Hey, I don't want to hear any shit talk about my girl Camilla.
there you go. There's two main things.
No, but she was absolutely the beginning of the end, though. I can't even deny that. But that cutscene definitely sold the most copies of that game. I'm not even gonna lie.
I feel bad for all the people that bought the wrong copy. No, but
yeah, anybody who bought Birthright like I did for the first
that was a Birthright cutscene.
No, well, there's that, but then like everything else was like you couldn't actually do anything with her though.
No,
which is stupid.
So
I regretted that immediately.
Yeah. So the thing was, around this time, we're sitting at about mid 2016, getting into 2017. So 2017 hits, and the Nintendo Switch releases. And
Are we gonna skip over the mobile game?
No, because we're not at the mobile game yet.
Did it really not launch yet after Fates? I thought it was after Fates.
It does launch after Fates, but we get one thing before it.
Warriors?
Yes. Fire Emblem Warriors. And
I thought the mobile game was before Warriors. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's around the same time.
Okay.
So Fire Emblem Warriors comes out. Mind you, this is after like the Legend of Zelda got their first one, the only good variant of that, and it's Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates focused. It has a little bit of like sprinkles of things, but
like Marth, I think, was in there.
Yes, Marth, Lynn, Celica, because afterwards, actually no, I think before that was the remake of
we skipped Valentia. Yeah, Valentia was before all
Valentia, but no one remembers that game.
I like that game.
I love that game. It's my personal favorite, but no one cares about that game. Even the original, no one cared about it in Japan. Like, it's the black sheep of Fire Emblem because of just how different it is, especially for its time.
Definitely a different concept. I like the combat. I think it's a fun one to go and replay. I've only played it about 3 times though.
Yeah.
Like I played the other ones a lot more.
So like every single anime anything nowadays, like an anime pops off and there's a fucking mobile game for it almost immediately. Nintendo decides they're going to be pushing mobile gaming, and we get Fire Emblem Heroes, arguably the worst thing up until a little later.
It's my first gacha hell.
It's a gacha game. They're shit.
Yep.
If you want our opinion on gacha games, there's a gacha game episode on the channel.
If you like setting your money on fire and shoving your dick into a cheese grater, you'll love gacha games.
This is where the like fan service really amplified. You started seeing
I don't feel like the fan service took over until like later into the life cycle of the game, because I remember the early parts of Heroes. It was actually not that bad. Like, yeah, you had your Camillas and stuff like that and whatnot, but like it wasn't as bad as like towards the latter end of when I was playing it, maybe in like 18, 19, and 2020, around that period of time.
Oh no, it got bad.
It got real bad. No, I remember the point where I was working and I would just like I got that like evil fucking I forget the character's name.
Edelgard.
Yeah, Fallen Edelgard, and I would just hit auto battle on like a loop, and I could just stick that shit in my back pocket, and it would just win.
Yeah, but
Everything.
that's power creep.
Power
That's not
creep. That
fan
was power creep.
service.
Fan service, but there was, hot spring character designs. There was all sorts of shit, but like it was pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. There was like 20 different Camillas and like Tharjas and all the other different characters.
Yep, trust me,
it's great. I mean, it was a great time to be playing it, but my wallet hurt.
I will never forget the most armored unit.
Oh, you mean Paper Plate Samurai?
No.
What are you talking about?
Christmas Tharja.
Christmas Tharsha.
Christmas
She was a
Tharsha.
fucking tank.
Yeah, she's a knight unit.
She was a knight tank or whatever character in that. It was fucking crazy.
So you have all of this compounding, and then we get to right now where we're going to be talking about what really killed Fire Emblem in a sense. So 2019, Nintendo releases the
Harry Potter.
Fire Emblem, but Harry Potter.
There you go. Yeah.
And if you know anything about the modern state of our culture as human beings, the worst thing that was ever fucking birthed onto us, in my opinion, is fucking Harry Potter. It's
Harry Potter.
It's shitty Star Wars, but the people, holy fucking shit, the people. Like, I understand that Magic the Gathering and those players are bad. All right, I understand the My Hero Academia community is fucking bad, but holy fucking shit, the Harry Potter community is on another fucking level.
No, I mean, the Harry Potter community is such a toxic community because I don't even really feel like the people that are in that community even actually like Harry Potter. Because I've read the source material. I liked it. I actually really enjoyed the stories and stuff like that. I thought it was amazing. I'd actually say it's one of the better like book stories I've ever read, but I haven't read that much, so grain of salt there, I guess.
I'm not that big of a fan of it. I never was. I read the first 2 books and I watched the first 2 movies and then one in the middle, and then just wanted to be done with that series ever.
I watched the movies before I read the books, and I think I have an appreciation for the books a little bit more because I had that contrast. But I do like a lot of the movies. I think the movies are pretty good. But like I was never involved in the Harry Potter like fandom or like community discussions or any of that BS. I remember the memes online about a lot of that other BS that like, seeped out of the community and stuff, but it's just a bunch of weird faggots. I'm gonna be real. Like, let's just be straight up. Like, that's just what the fucking community is. I mean, am I right or am I right?
No, you're 100% correct. I mean, it's the same group of people.
It's just what that fucking fan base of like that weird cult fan base that's like that hates J.K. Rowling and whatnot and all the weird bullshit. It's just a bunch of faggots. It's just what they are.
No, 100%. And they're the same people that are ruining everything. They're the same people that just got fired from fucking Bethesda. They're the same. Oh, yeah. They're the same people that are infecting anime. They're the same people that have infected fucking everything. I don't know what it is. Like, you can tell a lot about a fucking person.
We used to, back in the day, we used to have a name for these retards. They were called social justice warriors. Or SJWs for short, if you remember Fire, back in the ancient times.
I called them losers.
Well, that was bad. I'm talking like pre-2016 era.
I called them losers.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I aptly called them a minute ago, faggots.
Yeah, there you go.
And it doesn't mean they're all gay, but I mean, there's like some communists there. There's some atheist, like r/atheist neckbeard retards. It's a broad stroke, but I think I'm painting a pretty good picture for anybody who's not familiar with the topic to understand the type of individual that we're referring to.
Either way, these are what modern Fire Emblem fans are.
Yes.
And well, I'm going to be honest, modern Nintendo fans, but that's an episode for a different day. Look,
we've made a few episodes on that.
Oh, don't worry, I got a Pokemon one brewing at some fucking point. No.
When do we not have something to say about Pokemon, though?
The moment that they actually make something on the level of Generation 5 ever again. Either way.
Never gonna happen.
3 Houses is the worst fucking thing that ever happened to Fire Emblem. I played it. I've played all 3 routes. mind you.
I've
And
only played 2, and that was all I could handle.
I also played the DLC.
I never
And
touched the DLC.
I can confidently say Fire Emblem Three Houses is the worst Fire Emblem game I have ever played. Is it the worst Fire Emblem game? I haven't played them all, so I don't know, but it's one of the fucking worst. But sadly, it's the best-selling Fire Emblem game of all time. Because, mind you, this came out tail end of 2019. We all know what happened 1 year later.
COVID.
Yeah. And goddamn, the only people that I have seen that actually enjoy this game are the same kinds of people that I would call tourists. I wouldn't call them LARPers or anything like that. I don't really enjoy that term. But what
I do. It's funny.
what I will say is, like, back when I was growing up, it was not cool. It was not popular to play video games. It was not cool to watch anime, things of that nature. And it kept a lot of people out of these hobbies because there were a lot of let me rephrase it. These are the same types of people that just wanted to be popular. They weren't confident in themselves. They wanted to be popular because they thought it would bring them power. The moment that they could sit at the cool kids table in their minds was the moment that they could ditch all their fucking friends and bully the people for liking the same goddamn thing that they do. And Fire Emblem Three Houses is only popular because those types of people are vocal on the internet. Three Houses has the most imbalanced gameplay. Here's a hint for the game. The best fucking class in the game is Wyvern Rider. Okay? Any character that can become a Wyvern Rider, turn them into a Wyvern Rider. If they can't become one, turn them into a fucking horse unit. Turn them into a Pegasus Knight. It's that fucking simple. You'll steamroll the fucking game. And how do I know that it's so fucking bad? They released their version of the hardest difficulty. It has a different name every single game most of the time. There was some cross every once in a while with like Lunatic Plus. It's maddening. It is the most unbalanced pile of fucking crap I have ever played in a turn-based tactic.
How bad was it? Because I never actually played Maddening.
So the thing with Three Houses and maddening difficulty is, of course, you're going to be under-leveled and things like that.
Yeah.
But the most difficult part is the beginning of the game because your characters are not leveled enough for it. And you don't get a, like, pre-promoted character.
Yeah, you don't get a Frederick or a Titania or something like that in your game.
So you can actually lose like the majority of your characters on the second turn before you even get a chance. And the main reason for that is because you can rewind time in the game.
Yeah, which was it was a feature they introduced, I believe, in Valentia.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
But this game goes a whole nother level and makes it a fucking requirement. And since you can do all of that and you can get, if you really put certain, like, all of your time into certain characters, you can get certain characters that are route exclusives on your preferred route. And it's why the game is so imbalanced. It's why the mode is so fucking hellish. If you want to play the game and get all of your characters to, like, you don't want to lose anybody, there's absolutely no fucking way to do it without resetting, which defeats the purpose of a Fire Emblem game and the permadeath mechanic that made the games unique at the time. So you might as well not even fucking interact with that. And that's the other thing too. A lot of people will play that, but they'll just reset whenever their favorite character dies, defeating the purpose of it. You really see that nowadays with the shipping community that's kind of
Yeah.
overtaken.
I remember whenever I first played through Path of Radiance, I'm just going to bring up this story. Like, really early on in the game, I think it was like the 3rd level or some shit, my boy Oscar just gets sniped by an archer crit, and he just died. I didn't reset the game. I just kept playing because I was like, okay, that's on me. I didn't put him in a safe area. And so I continued the game without him. I think I lost a few other characters throughout the rest of the game, but like I think my casualty rate was like only like I think up to like 5 or 6 characters across the cast, but you get a lot of characters in that game, so it's not really that bad. But Oscar would have been really helpful in the early game. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sucked losing him.
Yeah. So there's 3 main characters, mind you, as well.
It's a bit of a cast bloat because of that.
Yeah, and each one has like a certain amount of characters that can only join them unless, like I said, you dump a shit ton of hours or just game time into certain characters. And there are some that you just straight up can't get. Holy fucking crap. It's the epitome of they're not characters anymore. They are one-note caricatures. And the best example I can give are the 3 main characters, other than the blank slate that is you. At this point, this is the 2nd mainline Fire Emblem game that does a self-insert character that doesn't have his own character, mind you.
Yep.
There have been self-insert characters before in some of the Awakening and in New Mysteries of the Emblem, but the difference between Robin and Chris and Corin and Byleth are Robin and Chris are actual characters. They have actual spoken dialogue. Robin's where you start seeing the avatar sexual trait start happening.
Yeah.
Corin's where it just blows right off the rails. And I'm going to be honest with you, 3 Houses is just straight up fucking like fetish bullshit. It really is, because it's a teacher-student dynamic.
I hope you like Persona.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's the same group of people that like Persona 5 and say it's like, oh, I'm a Persona fan. What Persona have you played? I played Persona 5. It's my favorite one. Oh, okay. I know what kind of fan you are. Mind you, I'm a huge proponent of gatekeeping because those are the types of people that are the most vocal. Those are the ones that when your game series goes to fucking shit, they're buying the slop. They're the ones buying Campaign Evolved. They're the ones buying Halo Infinite microtransactions. They're the ones buying Call of Duty and their slop. They're the ones
buying Marathon.
There you go. For all the people that have come in for those videos, but they're the ones buying the slop. And they're the reasons why your games are never going to be fucking good again. So these 3 main protagonists, let's get back to it. Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude. Each one of them.
Code? I'm kidding. Stupid joke.
It is. I loved it though. Each one of them is not a character. They're a character archetype. Mind you, this is also the first game that every single fucking character has a tragic backstory. Yep. Every single one. And I
don't think there was a single character that had like any sort of positive background, was there?
No. Every single one.
And there was always a lot of variety in the old games of like the different backgrounds for characters and stuff. Because I'm just thinking of like the older characters and stuff like that. But
yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Every single character has a tragic backstory or has some kind of past trauma. That's not a bad thing. Everyone has dark points in their life. But they don't define the fucking character. They don't define the fucking motivation. That's what all of these fucking characters are.
Where somebody stole my sweet roll.
There you go.
That's basically how deep some of them are.
Let me give you a rundown. If you see a character with white hair, they were a science experiment.
Yep.
Okay. If you see a character that is shy and reserved, they were beaten. All right. And if you see a character who's just really, really fucking happy. Something bad happened when they were a kid and they don't want anyone to know about it. That's every fucking character in the game. You're welcome.
All right, what about Dimitri? We gonna talk about him?
Oh yeah, he's the one that gets 2. He watched his adoptive sister get absolutely experimented on, as well as a lot of his family just gets, shivved. And yeah, and just basically goes insane. That is if you don't choose it.
He has a Sasuke arc.
Basically.
Pretty much. I never picked his route, so I don't really know if he has a good ending in his, so.
There's the most annoying fucking thing is at certain points in the game it gives you the illusion of choice. A lot of these
it does a little bit, but it's a lie.
A lot of these modern audience games give you the illusion of choice, and that's what Fire Emblem Three Houses is. It's not a Fire Emblem game for Fire Emblem fans. It's a modern audience game. And I am so tired of the Fire Emblem community defending its characters. Because here's the thing. The only character that truly gets any level of hate is the authority figure, because they're an authority figure and they're head of a church. That's it. Yeah, they committed war crimes. Yeah, they fucking are pieces of shit. Yes, they experimented on some of the students, but that's not why no one fucking hates them. People hate them because the strong female standing up to the patriarchy character is the waifu character of the game.
Hell yeah, brother.
The majority of the time, if you ask your average, I wouldn't even call him Fire Emblem fan, but person that enjoys Three Houses, they will tell you that Edelgard is their favorite character. Or Dimitri is their...
she's not your favorite character?
No.
No, I'm fucking with you.
To
be fair, that is the route I picked on my first playthrough was Edelgard, but God, I hate Edelgard. She's such a piece of shit.
That is the most popular route.
It really is.
It's not even fucking close. There may as well not even be 3 routes in the fucking game.
There pretty much it could just.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's 4 routes in the game. I'm sorry.
Ugh,
there's 4. Yeah, there's the church route. I always forget about it because it's dog shit.
Ugh, I forgot that even existed in the game.
Mind you, this also has the shipping mechanics as well. You can pair off your characters and they can get married at the end of the thing. There's no kids like in the last games because you could make
all underage.
Oh,
yeah, there's a time skip, but
there's a time skip.
Yeah, there's a time skip, but still.
There's a time skip, but yeah. Let me put it like this. There's some grooming that fucking happens, but everyone's okay with it because, she's hot. So, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the only excuse you need.
So, I think we've talked enough about Three Houses at this fucking point. We need to get to the actual thing. There is one little more, speed bump.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this has become more of a Three Houses video than it has really anything, to be honest.
Well, the reason why is because this is a prequel to Three Houses in a sense.
Ugh.
And I'll get into why that is here in a little bit. But there is a game that came out. No one cares about it. I'm just going to briefly talk about it. Fire Emblem Engaged came out and no one played it. The only people that played it were actual Fire Emblem fans, and they're going to tell you the gameplay is good, but once again, really bad story, and the character designs are more anime than Fire Emblem. And there's a reason why.
Isn't the protagonist they look like the Nintendo Switch, like Joy-Cons or whatever?
Yes, they look like the Joy-Cons or a really shittily drawn fucking VTuber.
VTuber? Yeah, I was gonna say, or a VTuber. Yeah, I was gonna say.
And
it's really weird.
No one played the game. And because no one played the game, Nintendo loves to overcorrect for their own mistake. And especially now that they're more of a corporate entity than a game studio at this fucking point, they went back to Three Houses. So you get another Warriors game, but this is Fire Emblem Three Houses from a different fucking universe perspective. Now you're a different main character, and the main character you played as in the previous game is now the bad guy.
Wow.
And it has one of the guys from Modern Smosh voice acting in it. I haven't played it, so that's all I know about the game. And
yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like from all the visuals I've seen, or at least that you showed me about this new Fire Emblem game that's coming out, it just seems like a caricature of what Fire Emblem was, and it's a lot of the same critiques I have about Halo Campaign Evolved. It just doesn't have the soul of it anymore. It's just the carcass.
yeah. So, let's get into Fortune's Weave. We got the new Nintendo Direct, and it showed off gameplay, it showed off more characters, and it's teased us in the story. Number one, I didn't think that the Campaign Evolved Cortana was going to be the second worst redesign I've fucking seen, because they somehow made Sothis look like a fucking man. How you turn a lolly character into a fucking man, to each their fucking own, but holy shit, it's bad. It's so fucking bad. And this isn't the first time that they showed the character. They actually showed or teased this character in the reveal trailer last year or a year before, either way. And holy shit. But you're not playing as the protagonist from the first game or anything like that, or the original Three Houses. This is like a prequel, alternate timeline. God fucking knows. We don't really know what it is. And if you look at the trailer, there's one thing that I'm going to harp on at the end, but it looks like member berry garbage. It, to me, looks like they're ripping off certain other anime designs. You can't prove it, but like, for example, there's Kai, who's one of the characters that you'll see on the box art. To me, as someone who plays FGO, he looks like Ku, especially in his.
He looks like Saber Ku, like the child version or whatever.
Yeah,
where he's possessed by Odin or whatever from Fate Grand Order. Like if you're familiar with Fate Grand Order, then I forget the exact character's name off the top of my head, but it's like Ku Kalane, but he's possessed by Odin.
Have you seen the art that they showed off of him? Like that's being used on the wiki? Look at this. Like, look at this pose.
It's ridiculous.
Like, holy shit.
It's weird.
Look, I'm not claiming that anything was stolen. Honestly,
I don't even feel like he's the biggest offender, though.
No.
You know who the biggest offender, in my opinion, is? That's literally just a cosplay of a completely different character.
The bootleg Xander.
Alucard? No, I was gonna say, or bootleg Alucard.
It's bootleg Alucard Xander.
Yeah, like literally, he just looks like Alucard from Castlevania.
Yeah,
just 1-to-1. It's insane.
While wearing Norian-looking armor from Fire Emblem Fates.
Yeah, absolutely.
And dude, the art style does not look coherent at all. Mind you, this is like supposed to be like a tournament themed, or like a tournament. Yeah, there you go. But listen, if you've played Fire Emblem, you always know that there's going to be a war that breaks out. And I kind of have my suspicion on who the final fucking boss is going to be. But I'm going to leave that for when the game comes out to see if it's true.
Yeah.
And the gameplay, the weapon triangle itself has been dead and brought back, and then killed and then brought back. And it's kind of
rid of like light and dark magic, and there's like the elemental magic, and there's all sorts of other bullshit that they just continuously keep getting rid of and bringing back.
I'm perfectly fine with it, with the changing to keep the game fresh. But I'm going to be honest with you. This isn't like 2 decades ago. This isn't like Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn time when The only real competition you're seeing is Final Fantasy like Tactics as
Yeah.
your main competitor. You've got a ton of different options now. There's the indie scene that's actually made a very faithful like kind of spiritual successor to classic Fire Emblem in Darkest Deity or something like that.
Dark Deity.
Dark Deity. There you go.
Dark Deity and Dark Deity 2.
Yeah. I've played the first one. I still need to play the second.
I haven't played the second one yet, but I've played the first one. It's actually really good. It's pretty fun.
But it sticks to the more pixelated, like 16-bit and like kind of art style. You have Final Fantasy Tactics has, of course, come back. Tactics Ogre, a game that I completely looked over. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. There was nothing there, but to me, Ogre and Over close enough. Dude, the 6-7 thing like fried my brain. I'm so sorry.
He's been brain rotted.
I have been. Tactics Ogre got a remake, and it's actually on the Switch. I would recommend picking that up over modern Fire Emblem. And the people that made the absolutely beautiful looking, oh my god, why is it blanking? Octopath Traveler games.
Yeah, I was about to say. I thought that you were bringing Octopath up.
They made a turn-based turn-based strategy game, and I can't say tactical. That's for later. They.
I can't believe we haven't brought that up yet.
It's listen. I have my reasons. They made something called Triangle Strategy that plays a lot like it plays a lot more like Final Fantasy Tactics. But I mean, at the end of the day, the only difference is the weapon triangle sometimes, and the fact that it looks like the good, like S tier of what Pokemon should look like instead of what Pokemon actually looks like, is the best way I can fucking describe it.
Yeah, dude. Like, what I would give to get an epic like Octopath Traveler style Pokemon game. Oh my god.
Yeah, what a lot of people would do for that. So, with all of this being said, the final nail in the coffin for me, the reason why this episode is being recorded, they put fucking guns in Fire Emblem.
She pulled out her Glock.
No, she didn't pull out a Glock. She pulled out a really shitty looking Walter P38.
Yeah, you're right.
And look, guns in a fantasy setting are nothing new. Anime loves to do it all the fucking time, mixing guns with like swords and everything like that, even though it's absolutely fucking stupid. We don't know the lore reason for it, but it doesn't fucking matter. Here's the thing. If you want to go play a tactical fucking turn-based thing, there's XCOM. Go fucking play XCOM. All right? This is the slippery fucking slope that corrupts games. This is the slippery slope that ruins franchises. Because originally, just a little fun fact, Fire Emblem Awakening was originally going to be completely different. It was going to have guns in it. And it was going to be kind of like XCOM, where it was where you were fighting aliens instead of, the medieval, like kind of anime-esque art style. And it's one thing when you're watching characters jump in the air and crash down with swords and go flying through with like spears and things. Then it's another when you watch someone a fucking nun do a fucking
pistol whip.
Yeah, do a fucking backflip.
Yeah.
Into a fucking gunshot that's like a fucking laser beam from a tiny dinky ass little fucking pistol, which based on what they said, how it's like a gauntlet, I'm hoping that we're not going to see a fucking rifle,
We will.
But like, I wouldn't be fucking surprised. And
you really expect them not to put a marksman class in the game?
Well, I mean that there's been marksman classes.
There's marksman, but like with a gun instead of like a bow.
Yeah. And look, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with if you want to add guns to it. I'm fine. Muskets
not.
exist. If you're gonna do it, you do it right. You don't make some alien futuristic looking fucking shit. Mind you, this is a franchise that's no fucking that's no stranger to weird weapons. The Fire Emblem Three Houses in specific has weapons that are straight up bones. The main character's weapon is a sword whip thing that is literally a dragon's spine. I'm not going to tell you whose spine because that's a spoiler. Go figure it out for yourself. If not,
if you want to
if not,
that, or just go look at the wiki.
Yeah, if not, just go to the wiki. That's what I would recommend. The game isn't worth playing just for that.
And if you already made them in Smash Bros, then there you go.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
There you go. But the problem I have with the Coolshirt is the fact that the only times we saw continuations of stories was Genealogy 1 and 2 and Marth's games, of course, but they were different. They were the same characters but different adventures each time.
There's also Path and Radiant Dawn.
Yeah, there's Path and Radiant Dawn, but those are different stories with the same characters.
And they have the same characters, but it's a different story with different protagonists, but a lot of the same characters and stuff.
Yeah. Whereas this, there are just straight up the exact same characters. Are they going to give them more backstory? Possibly. And, if it's okay to do it in the past, why is it not okay to do it now? Three Houses wasn't Fire Emblem, okay? And adding to this kind of universe is, it shows one thing, that you're trying to bring back fans of Three Houses, not fans of Fire Emblem. Mind you, this is a franchise that already doesn't really give its fan base many things. So a majority of Fire Emblem people have no option other than to be excited because it's a new Fire Emblem game,
The only thing in Fire Emblem that I'd get excited about is if they ported translations over of the old games.
I want remakes of some of the old games.
Yeah, that too. I think some remakes just beef up the visuals and stuff, and just make them fun. Because
the last time we got anything close to something like that is no, it's not. It's 10 times worse. Yeah. So Fire Emblem 1 was
you brought it up, Shadow Dragon. I forgot about that.
No, Coolshirt. No. Fire Emblem, the original Fire Emblem, was straight up ported to the Nintendo Switch. But Nintendo, in all their infinite wisdom, made it a limited time release. You cannot buy it anymore. This was not a remake. This was not a reimagining. They took a game from the Nintendo, the NES era, and just straight up ported it to the Switch for a limited time. And they released a collector's edition. I own this collector's edition. There is no game in that box. It is a code. Now, mind you, the code still works, even though they don't sell the game anymore. But that's the only way to play it, officially.
Yar har. And Pirate's Life for me.
And I'm going to tell you, it's dated. The graphics are dated. The gameplay is actually probably its best selling point. But they didn't really change they didn't change anything. They boosted up some of the music. That's it.
I think it'd be really cool if they did a collection of the old Fire Emblem games and redid the visuals and just kind of ported them to
Oh yeah, no,
consoles.
I miss when
then I'd actually play it. I would totally play that because that would appeal to me because I always wanted to play Genealogy.
Yeah,
and some of the Marth games. I always wanted to play those games.
Well, Genealogy of the Holy War is technically 3 games. You have Genealogy 1 and 2, and then you have the side story, which is Thracia 776.
Yes, that's true. I forgot about Thracia.
Everyone does.
And all of the information I know about those games is from Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yeah. I've played those games. They're great fucking games. They're not the best in the series because, well, you can't really play them and they have weird mechanics that I think need to be balanced a little better. But you forgive those games.
Accessibility is just kind of eh.
They also, you want to know another reason why you forgive those games? because the story's damn fucking good. The characters actually have real fucking motivation and real fucking weight behind them.
And it sucks when one of them dies.
Yeah. Or, you know,
You
it's...
can't just turn on casual mode and they'll just respawn.
Or,
That's not a thing in that game.
you know, there's actual deaths that hold weight because you actually feel for these characters, as opposed to, no, they killed my waifu, or they killed my husbando, instead of just trying to talk to him because he was in a blood fucking murderous rage because fucking his sister said that the church was bad.
Well, I mean, like you get to like with some of these older games, I'll harp on that a little bit. You actually gain a connection to the characters you're playing the game with and everything, like with your party members and stuff like that as the game progresses. And I think even Awakening does a great job of that as well.
Yeah,
I think and Fates to a certain degree in some aspects, not all the whole time, but there's some of that. But I think one of my favorites was definitely Sacred Stones. I think that game does a great job with that.
Sacred Stones does great. Fire Emblem Blazing Blade and Binding Blade both do great.
Oh yeah,
they do great when it comes to that. Fates and a little bit of Awakening. The problem is with like Awakening and Fates is they're so anime coded that
it loses its like grounded story, I guess, in some aspect.
Oh, it's not the grounded story. Is you have the types of people who don't go outside, don't shower, that want to fuck the characters. And Nintendo leaned into that with these later games. They especially leaned incredibly fucking hard into it with Fates and Three Houses, to where the main reason the majority of people are in love with these characters is because they want to fuck them. And to me, that's the part of anime that pushes me away from the genre, is you have a lot of these people that are just like, yeah, no, this is my favorite character. Why is this your favorite character? They're hot.
And they can't describe anything about what the character's motivations or who they are as like in their series or anything like that.
Yeah, they're tourists, they're LARPers, they're whatever.
LARPing waifu bait retards.
Yeah, and the problem is these people are not only the main demographic of this new Fire Emblem game and the ones that have come out in the past decade, they are the loudest speaking, and for some godforsaken reason, the ones that are more than willing to spend money on their characters. Fire Emblem Heroes is still going. They don't have any new fucking characters to pull from. Their new characters will be from this game that they're going to fucking release.
And all the other characters they release on a regular basis are just reskins or just new skins for characters that already exist. Like, there's probably another 20 more like costumes for Camilla, for as far as I'm aware.
Camilla, Lucina, like
Lynn,
Celica. Not really Celica.
Edelgard. Celica fell off for sure, but
Edelgard has a ton, but
yeah, and there's also some of like the Fire Emblem Heroes exclusive characters as well.
Yeah, and
some of them are actually pretty good designs. Not gonna lie.
But that's all they are, is designs. Yeah. They're not
the characters. They're
characters.
Let me be real. The characters suck, but yeah. The art's cool, but like I have no real connection to them.
And it's
the other characters in those games I have a connection to because not because of Fire Emblem Heroes, but because the games I actually played.
It's the gotchification of anime and things like that. Like one of the main reasons why I don't really enjoy gotcha games is because you
play more than I do.
No, I don't. More different types, yes. But
I can count them out right now. You play more than I do right now.
Yeah, but you play more FGO than I play gotcha games combined in a day.
I mean, am I actually playing it if it's on auto battle the whole time?
That's for the gotcha game video. Either way, is you get invested. The few times that they make a good character or they make a character you like, they literally are only there to sell you the character, and then the character, I don't know, falls into the depths of hell, or they ship them off to Brazil or something, because you never hear about them again. You never see them again.
Once they can no longer extract a shitload of money off of them, they go to the void. Or they
until
release a new version of that character, and then they can make more money off it.
yeah, or they release a new version of the character for that has nothing to do with the story, or they release a skin. That's Fire Emblem Heroes in a nutshell. That's every gacha game in a fucking nutshell. And I find it so funny that we are currently in the age of trading card games absolutely exploding, trading cards absolutely exploding. I bet money that Nintendo feels so shitty that they killed off Fire Emblem Cypher around the time of Three Houses.
Dude, they could have made so much money. It's insane.
Oh yeah. Well, for those who don't know, Fire Emblem Cypher was a Fire Emblem TCG that was exclusive to Japan. And the art is amazing. I've never played the game, but the art's great. And the reason they killed it off with Three Houses, like in that time frame, is because, and I quote, this came from Nintendo, the art is of these Fire Emblem characters will now be experienced through Fire Emblem Heroes instead of the card game, because the card game wasn't making enough money. Even though we've watched Fire Emblem become more popular in the West than it is in Japan and the East and all that, because Nintendo now caters to a different type of Fire Emblem fan. They cater to the Harry Potter fan, the generic anime fan. They do not care about people that want deep stories, deep characters, continuity that makes sense, or a fucking game with a consistent weapon and art style. That's why you see guns. You're going to start seeing guns. That's why you're going to see all of these characters that they don't look like Fire Emblem characters. They look like background anime characters or side characters from anime.
Yeah.
And Three Houses is where it became popular. It's not where it started. It's where it became popular. And that 2020 video game boom, it brought in a lot of people that honestly don't play games as much anymore. And I think Nintendo's going to find that out. This is a Switch 2 exclusive, by the way. It's not going to be on Switch 1.
Yeah.
And Switch 2 exclusives sell worse. And there's going to be a price increase before the game releases. So it's not looking good for this game.
Why not? Yeah, it's pretty cooked.
And as a Fire Emblem fan, I want this game to fail. I do. Will I play the game? Will I purchase the game? Probably. I have reliably been able to find every single Fire Emblem game, funny enough, since Three Houses, brand new, clearanced. And I mean deep clearanced. So
You just gotta wait a little while, I guess.
not as long as you think. Like like a year after, I find them for like 50% off at Walmart.
Dang.
So
That's crazy.
yeah. Honestly, there's so many other options that you can spend your money on, because the game's not going to be worth it, because it is going to, of course, be $80 as well. But the price is the least of the fucking issue, because you're going to see so many people that are probably going to get paid to play the game. You're going to see quote unquote Fire Emblem fans come out of the woodwork. You're going to see people drawing art of the character. But this is a different age. This is a different, I would say, society. This game, in my opinion, if you had to tell me to predict how this Fire Emblem game is going to go, it's going to come out, people are going to love it. The Three Houses fans are going to fucking come out of the woodwork and say, this is so great. The game will sell poorly. The game will flutter out. No one will talk about it. And then people are going to say, man, I wish this game was more like Three Houses.
Probably.
Where Fire Emblem goes from there, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be like Metroid, where Metroid Prime 4 came out. It was so fucking bad that Metroid's probably going back into hiatus. Fire Emblem makes a shit ton of fucking money. Like, it's one of the most popular brands. But the problem is it's not Fire Emblem anymore. It's just another anime game. And if you want a generic turn-based anime game where you can romance and inevitably fuck characters, there's cheaper options for you. There really is. And you're going to see a lot fucking more.
Yep.
And honestly, artists online can only carry so much. Don't buy the game. It looks awful. If you're a real Fire Emblem fan, stay the hell away. And
right.
maybe if enough...
if you haven't played the older games, I'd definitely go back and play some of them. They're definitely worth playing.
100%. And honestly, if you want a good Nintendo franchise to hold you over, if you are a Fire Emblem fan, and you're like, man, I really need some tactical gameplay, go and play the old Advanced Wars games. Advanced Wars 1, 2, Dual Strike. You'll love the shit out of them. If you need one that's on the Switch, they put Reboot Camp on there. Really good. Go play those. Stay the hell away from this game. That's the only way we're ever going to be able to get good games, not only out of Nintendo, but just in general, is when you see games like this that are just soulless cash grabs to pull at nostalgia or to sell to a crowd that was never a real fan in the first place. Don't even interact with it. Don't interact with your favorite creator if they're playing it, because this industry has gone to shit, and we need some fucking accountability in it. That goes for the studios, that goes for the corporate people, and that goes for the people playing the fucking game. Actual fans have never been more detached from games than they are now, and I am downright fucking tired of it. When I inevitably start streaming and playing games on this channel, I'm only going to play games I fucking like. I'm only going to play games...
Wait, you like games?
Supposedly, you know. Some people say I only like Destiny 2.
They would be right.
I was playing a different game. No, that's not true. I like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
There you go.
I think that's it for me. You got anything to wrap this up here?
Fire Emblem Three Houses basically made me drop the entire franchise. So, yeah. Rip.
Yeah.
I love Fire Emblem. I probably always will go back and play the older games, but it's the same way I feel about Halo. I like the old games, hate the new ones. It's another franchise that's been killed over time.
There you go. Thank you all for listening to this very ranty episode. There's social media links in the description, algorithm stuff, the liking, the commenting, the subscribing, but I'm not your dad. You do what you want. See y'all in the next one, I guess. Take care of yourselves and have a good one.